Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A former North Dakota Teacher of the Year is asking a judge for more access to certain evidence in his upcoming trial. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Aaron Knodel is asking that he is claiming he's not guilty of having a sexual relationship with a student all the way back in 2009.
Today, Knodel and his attorney were in court. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop joins us to explain what records they're after. Ashley?
Aaron Knodel wants access to certain medical records for the alleged victim. The judge says the defense has the same access to the victim's medical records that the state has, but Knodel's lawyer wants more. Attorney Bob Hoy says the victim has a mental health issue that started prior to the alleged sexual relationship, and it could play a role in the case.
To believe that there are records there that would talk about her mental health and mental status and the ability of her to perceive and recall and testify about the truth 5 years ago, and I think that is necessary for the defense to effectively cross-examine her at a trial.
Prosecutors argue that the defense should not have access to the additional records because someone's previous mental health history should not play a role in this case.
I want to point out to the court that she told 4 of her friends about this in the month or two following the end of the sexual relationship. So it's not a question of now wondering can she still remember, because she already disclosed it back in 2009.
The judge took the arguments under advisement and is expected to make a decision next week. This is one of several pieces of evidence that are being called into question and must be decided before any trial gets underway. Mike?
All right, thanks. That trial is tentatively scheduled to begin in about a month and is expected to last about a week.
A lawsuit's been filed against 2 Moorhead police officers for allegedly using excessive force during an arrest last year. Marcus Hemsworth claims that Officer Toby Crone hit him in the testicles from behind using severe and unnecessary force. Officer Brandon Desital is also named in the lawsuit. He was called in for backup and accused of not protecting Hemsworth from Officer Crone. Hemsworth was arrested on a warrant, put in handcuffs, and searched before the alleged assault happened. Hemsworth is claiming that he was physically injured and suffered emotional trauma before that February 2014 arrest. Well, it's been a cold day, made colder by the winds. Let's hope these conditions will ease up tonight for those of you out and about. Hutch Johnson's here with an early look at your forecast. Hutch?
Burr, just look at that Skycam picture. You can see the crystals of ice in the air. Temperatures falling below zero out in Bemidji, and we're on our way to another frigid evening. Factor in the winds that are between 5 and 15 miles per hour. As temperatures slip well below zero, the wind chills will once again be dangerous. Make sure you have the survival kit in the back of your vehicle. And if you're heading outdoors, bundle up. In Fargo-Moorhead this evening, by the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be below zero as well. Wind chills around 15 to 25 below this evening. Overnight, it gets worse. I have better news, though, in the extended forecast. Some warmth to talk about, and we'll do just that here in a few moments.
Any warmth is good at this point.
It is.
Hey, thanks, Hutch. And now you can get the Valley News Live text alert, any of them, to your phone. You can get the latest breaking news and any other news updates to your mobile device. Just head to valleynewslive.com and sign up.
Clay County Sheriff investigators are looking into the death after a man was found dead Wednesday evening near train tracks. The body was found between Dilworth and Glendon. Clay County Sheriff's Department investigators say that they got the call around 5 p.m. yesterday. They're continuing to investigate, but say they do not suspect foul play.
The accidental death of a former NDSU football player is shining a light on the unsuspecting danger of overdosing from prescription drugs. Tyler Jangula died February 1st after having Achilles surgery a few days earlier. The cause of Jangula's death was a lethal combination of prescription pain relievers, including hydrocodone. A local pharmacist tells us accidental drug poisoning is extremely common. A recent study found patients often forget or don't even listen to doctors' orders on what or how much to take when they're leaving the hospital. And it's not just prescription drugs. Experts say it's very important to tell your doctor and your pharmacist what over-the-counter drugs you're taking.
There's that popular misconception it's over-the-counter, it's safe, or that it's natural, it's safe. Naturopathic meds are not. I mean, they have potent ingredients in them.
Oleg is pushing to make it easier for pharmacists to know the drugs that you're taking, and he's talking with lawmakers, supporting a new system. One idea would be a card that you swipe, giving pharmacists an instant look at everything you're taking.
A man is in jail tonight in connection with a shooting near Lake Marion. 53-year-old Jeffrey Schultes of rural Perham is being held on charges of attempted murder and assault, all surrounding an argument involving family members at a rural home. Schultes is accused of firing a .22 at a car, shattering a window. The 24-year-old Perham man has minor injuries from broken glass. Schultes was found in a wooded area not far from the shooting. He was taken to the Perham Hospital where he was treated for mild hypothermia and then taken to jail.
A Grafton man charged with making bombs is undergoing a psychiatric evaluation at the Jamestown State Hospital. Gregory Savigny faces 4 counts of possession of a bomb and 1 count of preventing arrest. Savigny was arrested in his Grafton home in December after neighbors reported suspicious activity. Police confiscated several pipe bombs. The evaluation will determine if he's competent to stand trial.
A new scam is sweeping the Red River Valley. This time it's hitting Wells Fargo customers. A viewer called our whistleblower hotline explaining that he got an email saying his overdraft protection has been used. Now, the email directed him to call a phone number. Instead, he called the bank, soon to find out it was a scammer. Here's a reminder: if you get a similar email, call your bank's fraud department right away. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, here's some advice. Call the whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case.
The retiring dean of UND's aerospace hopes to leave a legacy that creates thousands of high-tech jobs for thousands of North Dakota students right here at home. Bruce Smith announced that he'll retire next year as soon as his replacement is found. Since Bruce Smith took over at UND Aerospace just 15 years ago, its assets have grown from $2 million to $60 million today, with annual revenues near $40 million. UND Aerospace is also a leader in training in the research and development of drones, which are expected to create thousands of high-tech jobs.
This has been an incredible journey, and I've been honored and privileged to be able to lead an incredible group of people. When I first got here, we set an expectation of excellence, and people embrace that.
Smith, a former football player, says that he is now looking forward to getting out from behind his desk and becoming more physically active in the outdoors.
After a couple of roadblocks and having to postpone a big bike share project in Fargo, organizers with the Great Rides bike sharing program say they finally have all the technology in place to begin.
And now bike rental stations are going to start popping up next month around Fargo. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric peddles over why the program wasn't ready in time and where it's getting the money.
As frigid sunlight pours into the old train station where Great Northern Bicycle Company now sits, the good vibes are hard to miss.
It's been a long road. There's been a lot of hurdles, but we're excited to be ready to launch.
The Great Rides Bike Share program is finally ready to put the rubber to the road. It's a collaborative effort with help from Great Northern Bicycle Company, Great Rides Fargo, and NDSU's student government. Organizers originally planned for a late August launch to coincide with the start of college classes, but that didn't pedal out.
Our plan was to have it so that any NDSU student using their Bison card would immediately have access to the system.
The problem was the company making the rental stations did not yet have the technology to work with the Bison cards. That took a few more months to implement, and by that time, it was not exactly bike riding weather. A spokesperson for the NDSU student government told me that the money for the program does not come from tuition, but it does still come from students. They say it's funded through the university's student government, which gets its money from the student activity fee, about $13 per student this semester.
My name is Sarah Watson Curry. I just came on at the beginning of this year as Director of Operations for Great Rides Fargo.
Great Rides Fargo is a nonprofit that's partnering with the effort to help keep the whole bike share program running, and they can't wait to get the bikes going.
It'll boost their spirits and I think also kind of plant a seed in their mind as to how they could incorporate bike usage into their daily life.
In Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The Fargo City Commission supports this project, and they plan to talk about construction of the rental stations at an upcoming meeting.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, area Minnesotans getting a chance to tell the state's top educator what's working and not working.
Another day with a severe lack of heat across the FM area. I'll have details on some warmer air in the forecast coming up next.